Good morning. As you know, I just got back from Australia, an immensely long journey of moving suitcases and sitting too much and stressing out your body in the worst way. So I want to share with you the exercise that I immediately need to do this morning to stretch out my hip flexors, open up my lower back, get my psoas back in order, rearrange my pelvis, etc. And it's called Eve's Lunge. So I've got my reformer on 2 black cords. At the moment, you don't want it to be too heavy. You don't want it to be too light because you want the reformer to have control over the movement of the platform. So I'm going to place my standing foot near the corner of the stand, and the leg that I'm stretching simply just rests the knee on the platform with my toe tucked under against that shoulder pad. So the setup at first is to make sure that your hips are in alignment. And so that means the line from one hip bone to the other hip bone is a straight line, always remains parallel to the floor. So there's no tipping and tilting of the pelvis. Hands are on the bar, and I'm standing as tall as I can. So I actually have a little bit of extension in my lower back, which is important because that's what we're trying to add. When we sit too much, our hip flexors get really tight and we start leaning forward and we lose that lumbar curve. Okay, so this is a perfect setup. This knee is resting and the weight is all in my standing foot. So now I'm just going to simply exhale and lower my pelvis to the floor, staying forward. And instantly I feel a stretch in the front of my left hip and a little bit into the groin. So if I inhale and come up a little bit, I'm going to exhale and go a little bit deeper into that lunge. So from here, I can lean on the bar a tiny bit, staying far forward. The first thing I want to do is enhance the stretch in the front of my body, which will also get into all of my abdominal muscles, and look up. So exhale as you look up and stretch, and you feel that lengthening all the way from your pubic bone up into your chin. It feels so relieving. Okay, coming back to the center. To get into the psoas, I'm going to rotate my shoulder away, reach back behind me, and it gets deeper into the hip. So now there's a very different stretch going on. I can feel across my body. I can feel into my quadratus lumborum, QL. Doesn't matter. You don't even need to know the names of these muscles. Just feel the stretch. And then come back to the center and now work that hamstring. So just push the platform back, lift your toes off the floor onto your heel, and keeping the pelvis in alignment, just exhale and focus on the back of the leg and the hamstring and the calf muscle. Exhaling all the while that you're stretching. If you give each stretch 20 to 30 seconds, that's adequate enough to lengthen the muscles for the rest of the day. Inhale, use your glutes, come out of the stretch, and let's do the other side. All right, all the weight is in my standing foot. The knee is just simply resting on the platform. Inhale, exhale, lower the hips to the floor. Feel the stretch. Keep your pelvis in alignment. Inhale and come up, and now go deeper into the lunge and feel the stretch through the front of the hip, into the groin. Come forward a little bit. You'll get more stretch. Look up. Exhale around, stretching through the psoas. Back to the center, and now the hamstring. Our goal is always to try to be symmetrical. So if one side feels tighter than the other, work on that side to make it the same as the more flexible side. Inhale, come out of the stretch. If you do this Eve's lunge stretch every single day, you're going to notice a huge difference in your lower back and in your neck, because the neck and the lumbar curve are connected. And so if your lumbar curve flattens, your head goes forward to balance. So we want to put the head back over the shoulders and get that pelvis back in alignment.